Sleep isn't one pillar of mental health. It's the floor everything else stands on. And when that floor cracks, we don't fall immediately. We start living in a constant deficit. So we're going to talk about regulation, screens, when we're wired but tired, a state that's become normal and even praised. We're going to dive into sleep. We're going to talk about our relationship with it and ultimately see if we can understand it a little better. So if sleep were packaged as a pill, it's free, it's instant and proven to lower anxiety, sharpen focus and repair the body, we would call it essential, right? It would be invaluable.
Absolutely.
It wouldn't be free. It would be marketed by Big Pharma, but that's fine. But instead, because it requires restraint, we treat sleep as optional. What is your relationship like with sleep?
I've had a very turbulent relationship with my sleep.
Turbulence is not a word that should align with sleep.
No,
Let's start there.
Yeah. Sleep should be on a regular pattern, as I'm sure you'll agree.
Agreed.
You should go to sleep within a 15-minute bracket of the same time every night, and you should wake up within a 15-minute bracket of the same time every morning. Mm-hmm. I still don't do that. I wake up at the same time every day, but last night I didn't get to sleep until 1:30. The day before was maybe 11:30. The day before that was maybe midnight. It's all over the place when I go to sleep.
Does that not stress your body out, mentally and in your body?
I think that's probably why it takes me so long to wake up.
Okay.
I think if I had more sleep regularity, I would be able to sort of function more at a more consistent level. I'll be able to predict what energy levels I have throughout the day more consistently. Mm-hmm. Whereas sometimes I'll be able to just work from 8 a.m. until midnight. Other days I'll be able to work from 10 a.m. till 2. And it's purely due to my energy levels. And it's fundamentally, I reckon, because of my sleep.
Yeah, sleep is super important. You need to get in a regular sleep schedule. You know, a regular sleep schedule sets your circadian rhythms back to normal or at least in sync with themselves. It's going to boost your mental clarity, your emotional stability and physical health. There's honestly such a list of benefits when it comes to a consistent sleep schedule. It matters, so consistency matters more than hours. This is something I don't think people realize. So when your circadian rhythm is fixed, a schedule trains your natural body's sleep and wake cycle for better quality rest because it knows when it can dedicate its time to rest and recovery. The benefits, like I said, you're going to improve your brain function, so concentration, learning, memory, problem solving. You're going to have a better mood and increased alertness. It's honestly laughable the amount of benefits that come with good sleep, consistent sleep, yet people do not implement this.
No. And it gives you a longer life as well.
It does, yeah. Why do people treat sleep as not necessarily optional, but an afterthought? You know, I'm sure there's loads of people that relate to the I sat scrolling for 2 hours until 2 a.m. watching the perfect video on how to get the perfect sleep schedule or how to build discipline into my life, when in reality, if you go to bed, you'd probably be doing 50% of the things it's suggesting for you to do anyway.
Yeah. It's a difficult one. I think we've all adjusted ourselves to be when we're awake, we're stimulated. There's something going on. The first thing we do when we wake up is have a coffee. The next thing we do is we wake up, we scroll on our phone straight away. So instant light in our face. And
instant
lots of
dopamine.
Yeah, exciting stuff happening. And you feel like you're missing out if you're not participating in that. And then you have your coffee, which is an extra stimulant, and you're awake now. And then you might have another coffee. And then you have a slump at 1 to 2 p.m. And you're like, oh, I wonder why that's happening. Scroll on your phone for a bit. Suddenly, you're stimulated again. And you're like, oh, I feel all right. And then it's very difficult for you to get back into sort of the mindset after you finish work. Okay, now the most beneficial thing I can do for myself is remove all stimulation, which is really boring compared to all the stimulation, and close my eyes and just be with my own thoughts for 8 hours. Like that, it's inconvenient.
Yeah, but I think, like you said, we are hardwired now. Or maybe not hardwired, but we crave stimulation. So sleep is the complete opposite. It's the removal of any stimulation. You have to allow your brain and your body to mentally and spiritually relax, physically relax, for you to be able to get in that state. And for someone that needs constant stimulation, that must be difficult. And there's people that listen to like murder podcasts as they sleep, white noise when they sleep, because the idea of just having nothing going on is terrifying. Absolutely terrifying. So this episode isn't about how to sleep better. Like, people know those rules, and I'm sure we'll drop them in, little nuggets here and there, but it's more about what kind of person you slowly become when you don't. So, have you ever heard of the zombie version of yourself?
No.
So, when you get minimal sleep, a zombie version of yourself can exist. So, a version of you that shows up when you're on like 4 hours sleep, slower, flatter, less reactive, less articulate. You're not broken. You're not not you. You're just less optimal. You're under recovered. And people often judge themselves for years on the traits they exhibit when they're tired.
Yeah, I'm not very quick at thinking. I can't go for a run today. I'm just not feeling it.
I'm not an active person. I always struggle in the mornings. I'm just not alert.
I'm not good at mental maths.
Yeah.
All of these things could probably be enhanced.
Sleep debt.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. Sleep is fundamentally important. It's where your body learns to relax, recover, and rebuild. It's crazy important. So you touched on it briefly. I just want to sort of circle back around. Caffeine, you mentioned in the morning. Have you heard of Andrew Huberman's no caffeine 90 minutes after waking?
Yeah.
Do you have caffeine as something you rely on?
I don't think I rely on it.
Okay.
This year I've been waking up in the mornings. I charge my phone outside the bedroom. I've continued that this morning, and then I go for a walk.
Nice. I'm very impressed that you've been able to stay so consistent. I'm very proud for you that you've stayed so consistent this year.
I'm pleased with myself, but this morning was the first real test with it. I woke up, I set my Google Nest to alarm at 8 o'clock, an alarm at 8:05 to make sure I wake up, and I went back to sleep until 8:15. Yeah, it's a risky game. And it was like, I'm still really not feeling it, but I knew I needed to get up because you're coming around at 9 to film the podcast. So I forced myself out of bed and thought, right, I'm not going to put any pressure on it. I think going outside is the win today. So I just went for a little walk, came back, made myself a cup of tea straight away. Now, I think there is caffeine in tea.
There is caffeine in tea, yes.
And maybe that wasn't the best thing. I should have probably waited until is it adrenaline?
Adenosine.
Adenosine.
So adenosine makes you feel sleepy. It builds up while you're awake. Caffeine blocks the adenosine receptors. So delaying caffeine allows adenosine to accumulate. So when you drink caffeine, it blocks more of it, leading to a stronger effect, which is why, again, one of the reasons Andrew Huberman suggests to delay it, because if you're going to block adenosine right at the beginning of your day, it will come back later on and you'll feel even more tired. You'll have that crash. Whereas if you allowed it to build up, it's going to have a more profound impact on your day.
Yeah. So I should cut tea out of my morning thing, maybe not have it until 10:30, and if I need it then. I might not need it at that point. Yeah,
because your body's producing cortisol to wake you up. So when you naturally wake up, you get that surge of the stress hormone cortisol to wake you up. It makes you feel more alert, whereas drinking caffeine too early can interfere with that natural process. And again, the more you rely on caffeine to wake you up, the less your body gets, or less of the ability it has to produce that cortisol to wake you up naturally. So you then require more of it, which is then just a self-fulfilling prophecy.
Yeah, no, I definitely need to.
Maybe you need to limit your tea.
Yeah, I mean, maybe not limit, but definitely not have it as early. I think maybe pushing it back, waiting an extra hour.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Could be a good thing. Just see how that goes.
I mean, you know me, I only have caffeine from either diet sodas or I will before the gym have like a Lucozade Energy. I don't have any major pre-workouts, and I won't have any caffeine past 6 p.m. either. You know, and by caffeine I mean like the same as a cup of tea, like minimal, very very minimal.
Yeah. You always go for the no caffeine drinks.
Absolutely, wherever possible. I will have them now because it helps me feel just a little bit more alert. But again, I'll have one a day. I won't have two of these a day because it's just I don't like my body on caffeine. But the importance, I think, with the walk as well, I just want to touch on that. It's like you've made a promise to yourself. And when you keep a promise to yourself of going for a walk, it builds that self-trust, that confidence, that integrity. Whereas if you don't get up or you break the promises you make to yourself, you're eroding your self-belief, making it harder to achieve goals. You know, I think Chris Williamson says, one of his famous quotes is like, stop breaking promises to yourself. If you say you're going to do something, do it.
Yeah.
So yeah, what's the zombie version of Will? To bring it back to that, what's the zombie version of Will? When you're tired, what's the first thing that you notice?
I just can't think clearly. I'm quicker to anger. I'm quicker to lash out, if that's not the same as anger. Maybe it is. My tolerance to get angry reduces, and then I get angry. I can't think clearly when I'm deciding what to do with my day or how I'm going to approach a certain problem, how I'm going to fix it. It takes me a bit longer. I'll become more reliant on tools that I use, such as AI and other directives. And that means that it's not really authentically me, and I'm in a business where authenticity is key. It's basically me with sort of an AI add-on, and it's that's not me, you know. So it's it's erodes the fundamentals of what I think would make the best channel possible. I'm curious for you.
I get very snappy.
Snappy.
Yeah, very quick to just be jumping down someone's throat, which for me, I like to be someone that's very cool, calm, like in control, able to manage their emotions, have good EQ, and return to baseline quite quickly. But when I'm tired, I am snappy. I'm quick to jump down someone's throat, quick to interrupt people, quick to just get agitated. And I really don't like it. So I have to implement a very good sleep schedule to stay on top of that because I don't like the zombie version of myself that shows up. I notice when I get really tired, that's when my cognitive ability starts to decline. But it is initially my sort of emotional regulation dips first, which is always very challenging for me. As such an emotive being.
Probably feel it 10 times stronger than I do as well.
Yeah, this is it.
When I think I'm angry, it's just like everyone else's baseline.
Yeah, exactly. But I think what's really interesting is perspective shifts when you're tired as well. So your problems don't change, but how you view them, the lens you're viewing them with, is wildly different. Wildly different, because our ability to face problems is so much higher when we're well rested. We feel a bit more resilient. We've got a bit more get up and go, a bit more backbone, a bit more self-confidence. Whereas when we're tired, we don't want to face our problems. Our perspective is a lot more negative. We feel a lot more down on ourselves. Some life problems are actually just perceptions caused by fatigue.
Yeah. I definitely get more stressed more easily when I'm tired or under-rested. And feel like I'm trapped and there's no way out. If I'm facing a problem or I can't make a decision, I feel like, oh, well, this is just like, and you feel like the answer is just to work more. And actually the answer at that point is to work less and just have an early night. It's definitely something that I've noticed within myself.
No, I think you're right there. But what's interesting is it's restraint, isn't it? It's having perspective to understand and go, okay, my body is tired, my mind is tired. The way out is not just to continue trying to bulldoze my way. It's to actually acknowledge that my body is asking for something I'm not giving it. So sometimes we have to just take a step back, but that discipline required is boring and unpopular. It doesn't sell. No one wants to hear that, oh, you probably just need a good night's sleep, bro. You probably just need to fix your wind down routine. You probably just don't need to stare at your phone until you go to bed. Probably just need to read for 10 minutes.
Yeah.
No one wants to hear that because discipline is boring. Discipline is unpopular.
Yeah.
No one wants to hear that they are actually responsible for the causes or that they are the cause of the problems.
Well, and also, it's like you're having to pay a price now to get the rewards later. It's like you have to end your day here. You have to make the conscious decision to, right, this is where I'm going to end my day. And you might not want to end your day in that moment. You might still want to, I don't know, watch the next episode of the series you're watching, or you want to, I don't know, watch another YouTube video. You might want to, I don't know, do anything really. But you're making, no, I'm going to end my day here and I'm going to wake up and then tomorrow I'll feel better. But it doesn't feel like a guarantee that tomorrow will be better just because I've gone to sleep earlier today. It's like you're having to pay a price and you don't quite know what the reward will be.
But I would argue that's someone that hasn't implemented a good sleep schedule. You know, you speak to someone that is very much in charge of their sleep and their disciplines. They know they're getting a good night's sleep. Saying no to that social event that's going to cost them on the trail end. They're going to burn the candle at both ends. They know that a good night's sleep is going to benefit them. They know how to set up their day right. They know that waking up for that 5 a.m. wake up is going to do them the world of good rather than staying up to 2 a.m. partying. But it's interesting, again, because the discipline's unpopular. No one wants to hear that doing the right thing is the right thing.
Yeah.
All these things your parents told you about when you were a child were actually right.
Yeah.
You know, all you need is just a good sleep.
Do you reckon sleep is an unteachable lesson?
How so?
The only people who know the benefits of it are the people that do it. You can't tell somebody the benefits of sleep and somebody just implement it into their life day one.
So it has to be a learnt lesson.
I think so.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, you can tell people. Yeah, you can open the door. You know, isn't the saying a teacher can open the door, but the student has to step through? It's exactly the same with this. You can tell people the benefits of a good night's sleep, of a good circadian rhythm, of a good wind down routine. But until people actually do it, they're not going to know. It's the same thing with any rule. Like the morning walk, I'm trying to get my mother to do the same thing, go out for a walk. And she's fighting me on it. I'm like, fine, like that's fine. If you don't want to implement it, that's entirely up to you. But I'm telling you there's benefits. But she won't see them until she tries it. She's starting to on some days, but there's always excuses. Oh, you know, I've got to get up early. I'm like, yes, of course you do. But there's trade-offs, isn't there? So with the discipline question, I've got a question when it comes to sleep. People feel the need to bring their phones into their rooms and they end up scrolling. People feel the need to keep their phones on them because they feel the need to be reachable at all times. Do you think the belief that we must always be reachable is ego disguised as importance? Are we kidding ourselves that we need to always be reachable?
Or it's fear of missing out of something.
Okay.
I think if something in your friendship group happens and you don't find out until the morning and everyone else has responded and you're the last one to respond, it's like you feel like you've missed the buzz. And yeah, to the point of being reachable, it's like, I suppose it would depend on your level of responsibility and how likely you are to need to be reached out to. For example, if you're waiting on a really important call from America and they're either going to call you tonight or tomorrow afternoon, you're not going to put your phone outside the room that day. And then you might be more tempted, you're anxious about that. So therefore you're going to probably have a disturbed night anyway, because you're constantly waking up and thinking, oh, I'll just check my phone, see if somebody's called.
But maybe that's the case if someone needs to set clear boundaries. You know, I would like to think a lot of my friends know that they can call me if they need me, but I think most of my friends also know that once it's past 9 o'clock, it's got to be a fucking good reason for you to be calling me.
Yeah.
If you come, oh mate, do you want to come out? But like, why have you called me? What is the emergency?
Yeah. I do not expect a response after 8:30 with you.
Correct.
Yeah.
That's the exact right response.
And then when I wake up, I expect to see probably 4 or 5 messages at 6 a.m.
Yeah, this is it. And then I don't expect a response until like 9 a.m.
Yeah.
It's because there's clear boundaries in place. But the nervous system will never get privacy if you're constantly feeling like you need to be reached. but then the nervous system and the mind can never get peace because you're constantly reached. I would like to just throw in a little quote from one of my favorite series, and I think it's yours too. Nothing good happens after 2 a.m.
Yeah. Ted Mosby.
How I Met Your Mother. It's so true because, yeah, when you're tired, late night decisions are usually poor ones. So chances are, if you just get a good night's sleep, you're going to feel a lot more grounded and have a better ability to make decisions.
Yeah.
So let's talk about sleep. Sleep is emotional digestion, really. We eat and we digest. But sleep is our emotional digestion. So without sleep, the emotions don't resolve. They just stack. Irritation becomes identity. Stress becomes personality. You're not becoming weaker. You're just carrying yesterday's weight into today. Sleep won't erase the problem. It just removes the residue that's attached to them. So when you sleep, you're going to be digesting. Have you ever woken up after a good night's sleep and felt like a problem you had yesterday no longer feels as big or scary?
Yeah, every day.
Every day?
Yeah.
What does that do for you when you've got that new insight on that problem?
I can usually just fix it straight away, whatever the problem is. I was overthinking it. I wasn't thinking clearly. I was overtired. Having just one good night's sleep gives you that fresh perspective that's like, oh, you just do this. Or it makes you think the solution that you didn't think would be potent enough is actually plenty potent. But you like to overcomplicate things. You like to overthink. And I think that's your brain trying to steal sleep from you. When you go to sleep, you're probably your most creative. Because if you dream, which everyone does dream whether they remember it or not, is like, that is your brain being creative. That is you flooding it. What's the dimethyltryptamine, is it? The thing that makes you dream. It's also a drug.
No idea.
DMT. Dimethyltryptamine, that's what that is. Because you release it when you die as well.
Yes.
And your brain collecting all the ideas of the day and finding a way to make a path that makes them all fit into something that you perceive as reality. And I reckon when you're overtired and trying to figure out problems, your brain is going to be trying to cloud in all the other problems of the day and trying to focus everything in. And it's like, just let your body go to sleep. That is telling you. If you can't come up with a solution to a problem, like, if you sleep, I guarantee you'll probably find the answer a lot quicker.
Yeah. I agree. You shouldn't be making any major life decisions when you're tired. You shouldn't be making them when you're hungry.
No.
Or horny. Was another one.
Really?
Yeah, a man shouldn't be making any major decisions when they're tired, hungry, or horny.
Mm.
And think, I can't think rationally when I'm in any of those states. Can you?
No. But I can make decisions that are fun.
Yes, but that's not what we're talking about. We're not about fun. We're not a fun podcast. We're
No.
boring as fuck, and we don't encourage anyone to have fun ever.
It's true. Work until your hands bleed.
Disagree.
Work until your neck bleeds.
Better. But yeah, so sleep is allowing you to just sort of sit with these emotions, and you might wake up one day and the problem you've been dealing with feels so much clearer. Sometimes there's emotional processing that happens as well. I know I learned this trick, and it might not be relevant for a lot of people, but if you want an answer to something or you want to process something, try not to consciously always think about it. Just put it to the back of your mind. Like when it was like, oh, do I want to go traveling? Do I want to leave my job? If I thought about it every single day and I needed to make a decision right in that moment, I was never going to come to it. But I put it to the back of my mind. I slept on it. I weighed it up, and eventually the processing happened internally, and it came forward. So I was like, wow, yeah, that's the right choice.
Yeah.
Your intuition can't speak to you if you're tired. You can't trust yourself if you're tired, because your ability to retain information and perceive information is flawed. So people feel more emotional when sleep deprived. Why do we think people feel that way? Is it because no emotions have been processed? All that residue to the emotions is stuck on it?
Yeah, could easily be.
Do you feel more emotional? You said you feel a little bit more quick to anger.
Yeah.
Do you feel more emotional as a whole? Like you can experience a greater spectrum of emotions?
I don't know, because I don't think I've ever been overly happy when I'm tired.
Overly happy. When are you overly happy?
When I'm just working and things are going well.
Define things going well.
You know, I've been productive, maybe I should say. When I'm in the flow state is when I'm happiest.
So you've reached towards a goal, so you've found fulfillment and happiness in the pursuit of a goal.
And I don't think I ever get that when I'm overly tired. But I do get very quick to anger. I get frustrated. I get stressed. All the quote-unquote negative emotions, I feel a lot easier. And I think they're probably easier emotions to feel. And maybe that is baked into like the negativity bias that we will have in our bodies. Is like that's our default, if you like. The last thing that we feel when we go to sleep is all the negatives, because it's got to be the last thing that keeps you safe. Like your negative, if you see a negative source just before you go to sleep, you want to be able to be in tune with that. If there's a danger, you want to be in tune with it. If there's something that's non-threatening that's going to make you happy, if you're really tired, whether you process that or not doesn't really matter to your safety. Could be a reason.
Could be, for sure. But there's a link with sleep between memory consolidation and emotional meaning making. So it plays an active and vital role in both. So memory consolidation, sleep is not like a passive period of rest. It's an active state crucial for memory processing. So it helps you strengthen memories. It helps you select the areas of your memory which are important for future use, so it'll help you remember the bits of information that are relevant. You building a YouTube channel, for instance, sleep is going to help you reaffirm what you've learned in that day and pick the most valid and useful bits of information to retain. There's also a link to emotional meaning making. So sleep actively sculpts emotional memories to help the individual adapt to future challenges and maintain emotional balance. Sleep often promotes emotional memory trade-off, where the central emotional salient aspects of the experience are remembered better. So this helps the extract of meaning with the gist of the experience. So it helps us sort of make sense of the life we've experienced. And without that, how are we meant to sort of regulate our emotions? How are we meant to process the emotions and make sense of the environment that we've been embraced with? There's a lot of questions, and I'm just throwing them out because it's making me think about them. Thinking about sleep in such a deep way is quite challenging, but I suppose you can't think your way through emotions. So you've got to process them, and sleep is how you're going to process your emotions.
Yeah. You've got to listen to what your body's telling you, not what your brain's telling you.
Yeah.
And we're so used to our brains making the decisions in our wakeful life that when it comes to sleeping on problems, it's like you're actively choosing to not try and solve the problem actively.
Yeah. 100% agreed. Do you think dreams mean anything? I know dreams could probably be an entire new episode, but I'm just curious. Do you think dreams are insights to your deep thoughts, feelings, and emotions?
I think they're an insight to your deep thoughts, feelings, and emotions. I think also they're your brain trying to process what they've already seen.
Do you sleep? Do you dream?
I do dream. Every night.
Every night? Vividly or boringly?
Pretty vividly.
Okay.
It goes through phases. Sometimes I'll dream vividly, sometimes I won't.
Do you know that the brain, when you dream, all the faces you see are faces you've actually seen in real life?
Really?
Yeah, your subconscious can't create new faces. So it's only things you've seen that can be placed into your dreams, like faces.
That's wild.
Crazy. So tell me, do you think dreams are an insight into your psyche? And if so, why?
I think maybe your subconscious picks up on all the tells that your conscious doesn't.
Okay.
So I've said before, for like 2 months straight before I blew up on YouTube, every single night I had a dream where I woke up, I checked my phone, looked at the YouTube stats as I do every morning, and it had just gone crazy. It had blown up. 2 months, every single night, had that exact same dream. Mm-hmm. I'm sure that was my brain saying, look, you're doing all this work, you're doing the video a day, you're doing the live streams every day, you're engaging with your fans, you're understanding who they are, you're getting really good watch time, you're getting really good swipe through rate. So your brain, like all of these things are leading towards this one point. Like there's no way it can't lead to that one point. And it was just, that helped motivate me as well, because I could see that from a new perspective, everything I wanted probably wasn't that far away. And then it happened. So now when I see something in my dreams, I'm like, if this repeats, like this could be a sign towards the thing that I want. But I don't let that be like the automated factor on whether or not I achieve
you don't
it.
put a lot of weight on. You're like, is it? But I suppose it's just I perceive it's your brain processing. The reason I think your dreams are insights into what you're processing, thinking about, is whenever I start a new job, without fail, for the first week, month or so, every night I'll dream about the job. Because my brain is processing that new information. It's trying to make sense of it. It's trying to retain that memory. It's trying to learn that information. So I 100% think that they are. And then when you go through a traumatic event, you're likely going to dream about it because you're going to process it. Your brain needs to understand. It's going to make sense of it. I'm not going to say your dream is going to make sense. And it might be processing 12 different things at once, that it comes together in this weird, wonderful dream. But I think dreaming is such a blessing, man. Like, I love dreaming. I know that sounds really, like, hippie and dumb, but it's so cool.
Have you been dreaming a lot about your upcoming travels?
Not really, no.
No?
I've been dreaming a lot about podcasting.
Have you?
Yeah, because we're doing it every day,
Yeah.
which is really cool.
Nice.
I think with the traveling, though, because I was thinking about this, why am I not, like, really excited or really, like, apprehensive? Is because I know roughly what traveling looks like, but I've never been to the places I'm going. I don't know what to expect. So my brain isn't trying to... This is my brain. I know a lot of people. I managed to work on my anxiety, and I'm sure it will change as I get closer. But at this moment, I don't know what to expect. So why am I trying to expect something? You know? I know that sounds really dumb and really simple, but I don't know what is on the other side of that. So why worry about it? Because I will find out.
Yeah.
But again, that'll change.
That seems like, I was going to say, that seems like quite an intellectual approach rather than an emotional bodily response.
I'm very intellectual. My brain is very powerful.
Yes.
Thank you for agreeing. Thank you for validating my big brain. My rock hard brain.
Look at the abs on my brain.
Absolutely.
I've got grooves.
So do you know that making dreams is fleeting? Within 50% of your dreams, you forget 50% of your dreams within 5 minutes of being awake, and 90% within 10 minutes.
That's crazy.
Especially if you're jolting awake by alarms. Do you think there's a way you can practice remembering your dreams?
I think you can have a dream journal, can't you? You can write down everything that you do in your dreams. Like, I've got a thing that helps me get to sleep and dream at the same time.
Interesting.
Which is, I don't know why I chose the place, but outside my dad's house, I think I went for a walk a few times, and just I was like, okay, I'm just going to go for a walk. I'm going to close my eyes, I'm going to go for a walk. And I can imagine it really vividly, walking out the driveway, going down the path, and just walking down the path. And I only ever get maybe 20 paces into the walk, and already another dream comes out. I'm asleep.
That's cool.
It's crazy. I don't know why it works.
Maybe because you've associated that memory or that vision with sleep. So your brain knows, oh, I'm thinking of this, so it must be time to turn my brain off, because I have something similar. Mine's not as sensible as yours. Mine is...
skiing down the back of a gorilla.
No. You know, have you ever watched Star Wars?
Yes.
You know the one where Obi-Wan fights with Darth Maul and it's in that room with the giant hole in the middle?
Yeah.
It's kind of like, imagine a more cartoony version of that. A big kind of room with like a big... Put the coin in and it goes, ooh, down. I imagine that I'm in a big room like this, and then something comes in, whether it's like a marble or a bit of broccoli. Like
you and your marbles.
I know, man. And it comes, and then when it goes over the edge, that's me falling asleep. So sometimes it will happen. I'll just remember it, and I'll be like, oh, I'm asleep. Other times I'm like, I can't fall asleep, so I'll try and put myself in that room and imagine something coming in. I think it's just because your brain associates that memory, that vision, with the action of falling asleep. But have you ever thought about trying to fall asleep?
Yeah, it doesn't.
So stressful. Like, okay, I'm clearly getting more tired. I'm probably going to fall asleep now. Okay, so how do I do that? How do I fall asleep? Think about it, and you're like, oh, I hate it.
You become so aware of your surroundings as well. It's like, this is not helping.
When I was younger, I was convinced that I would be able to fall asleep if I was in a certain position. So if I couldn't sleep, I'd be like, no, it's not that one. No, it's not that one. No, it's not that one. And just constantly change. It was weird. I was a weird child.
Nice. Do you ever get it when you fall asleep, then you wake up and the music stops?
What?
So in my head, as I go to sleep, there's always something playing in my head. Like I'll fall asleep and like I can hear the music, like I can hear it, and then I'm on my walk and I'm listening to the music and the song. It feels like it's genuinely being played. It's like, it's great. And then you wake up, you're like, whoa, the music. What was there music playing in this room? Or
no, I've never had that.
I get that like a lot.
I think the most stressful thing that I think when we think of sleep is when you wake up immediately after falling asleep. Or like 10 minutes in, you're like, how long have I been asleep? What is going on? You're completely stressed. I've had that a few times.
Yeah.
But something wakes you up as soon as you've fallen asleep and you're like, what is going on? I should be asleep.
Yeah.
That's weird.
When Soph falls asleep on the sofa, I wake her up. She's like, what? Why? Where are we? So funny. Honestly, I love doing it. Brilliant.
Ruining her brain.
Yeah. Sometimes wake her up in the night and go, oh my God, it's lunchtime.
That's awful.
Brilliant. Absolutely great fun.
The worst thing someone's ever done to me, not when I was asleep, but it's related to sleep, is they looked at me clear in the eyes and went, you're dreaming. I was like, what? No, I'm not. It was very stressful. Very stressful experience.
Imagine if you did that to strangers on the train on the commute to London in the morning.
You're dreaming. Wake up. Wake up. This is not a dream.
And if you also played like an alarm on your phone in your pocket at the same time.
There's nothing more stressful than hearing your alarm when you're awake.
Yeah. Oh, Soph does that every night, I swear. She turns on her alarms for the next day, because she's got them like preloaded for when she needs to wake up for that morning, and cycles through all the different alarms. It's like, it'd be dun 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 dun. Like, no, not that one. No. Boom, 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 boom. Don't do that to me. I'm trying to go to sleep as well at this time.
Yeah. Stop trying to signal that you to wake up. Yeah. No.
But those things, we were talking in our previous conversation about grabbing people's attention for the hook of a video. Things like phone alarms would be great for like a hook.
Oh, that's stressing. I'm like, no, I'm gonna block that person. God. Pause there. I need to pee.
No worries.
Sorry, I drank a lot of fluids.
It's all good.
Ow. My leg gums are bad.
Are they?
Yeah. Really
Good.
bad.
Means you did something. Yes.
Have you seen the state of the garden?
No.
Can I look out of the window?
How is that clean?
You tell me.
Something wrong with it.
She wants to look the garden out. Take the trees with me.
Yeah.
I'm going to leave it like 10 to 12.
Let's go for your splash.
We'll be done by then.
Yeah, we'll be done. So I'll say tomorrow. Sleep.
Going well.
It is going well. I'm enjoying this conversation.
Good.
I'm learning actually
I'm
from
going to change it. What are you learning?
it's just interesting. Learning your approach.
To sleep. It's great. It's a great approach. If sleep is the foundation, screens are the constant vibration underneath it. Not because of the light, but because of the meaning. Conflict, Comparison, urgency. The nervous system doesn't distinguish between real danger and perceived relevance. So what we consume before sleep decides what our mind rehearses all night. So let's talk about the impact of screens before bed. Do you look at a screen before bed?
Not anymore. Used to.
Okay.
Used to be the very last. I would wait until I was falling asleep while watching my phone
Seriously?
to go to sleep, which was sometimes 2 a.m., sometimes 3, sometimes 4. And that would be my signal as like, now you can just go to sleep. You don't need to worry about it.
Did that not have a profound impact on your sleep?
I think at the time I was waking up at like 10 or 11. So I was still getting like decent amount of hours. But yeah, I never felt ready for the next day.
So there's a few things with like using screens before bed. Obviously, there's the obvious like blue light. So if those don't know about blue light, so blue light is emitted by screens, and it's whether that's phones, tablets, laptops, whatever. Blue light mimics daylight, so it tricks your brain into thinking that it's still daytime, preventing your body from releasing melatonin, which is super important. Ignoring the blue light thing, if you're overstimulating yourself before bed or you're consuming content, you're listening to the news, you're playing games, it's going to keep your brain alert rather than going, oh, it's downtime. I can relax now. I can process. It's awful. Like using screens before bed is one of the surefire ways to realize or to guarantee you fuck up your sleep.
Yeah.
It's not really the scrolling itself, it's what happens afterwards, isn't it? It's the inability to switch off. You know, then you're not going to signal to your brain that it's safe to turn your brain off, it's safe to relax. You know, the body needs like a gradual decline into rest. It can't just go from stimulation to relax.
Yeah.
So you leave your phone outside your room now. You have done for the new year.
Yeah.
Do you think that's going to become a challenge for you?
Yeah, it's already becoming challenging. Like Sophie and I will talk about something before we go to sleep. She'll say like, "Oh, when are you recording podcasts over the next week?" I'll reach over for my phone and it's not there. It's out the room, so I don't get to look at it. Things like that. It's an inconvenience, but at the same time, it's like it's a reminder. It's like, oh no, I'm in this room because I'm sleeping now, which is good. It's I think whenever you have a dramatic change to your routine, there's going to be some level of biological resistance to it.
Yeah, of course. But biological and just the fact that you're changing a habit. You know, we love habits as humans.
Yeah. So, yeah, I think there's that. I have found that I'm falling asleep a lot quicker, which is nice. I think knowing that I can't just reach out for my phone it helps because I don't have that temptation. I think also now I've grown to trust my Google Nest alarm. Like I know that I'm not going to oversleep, which means that I'm not constantly panicking, checking the time, trying to figure out what this analog watch says. It's hard enough to read them in daylight, let alone at night time.
What you need is a £10 Casio. We just press it and it goes, love it.
Yeah, but I don't like digital watches. Like if you're wearing a watch, it's got to be an analog.
What about my Apple Watch?
Oh, that's too much. I can't do that. That's
You don't even have an Apple phone.
no, but I just couldn't deal with like why. No, just it's not a watch to me.
Okay.
It's like it's just a phone that you wear around your wrist.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But yeah, so you said you keep your phone outside the room. Have you ever or did you ever pick up your phone in the middle of the night? Like you've woken up and you've just suddenly found yourself on your screen.
Yeah, the 4 a.m. wake ups. If I've got to sleep at like 10, I wake up at 4 a.m. It's like, I'm just, you know, when you wake up earlier than your alarm and you just feel ready. Like I'm ready for the day.
No.
No? Okay, well, that happened to me occasionally.
Maybe it's because you have bad circadian rhythms.
Could be.
So your body doesn't know when to wake you up.
But then I'll look at my phone and it'll get to like 7 and my alarm doesn't go off till 8. I'm like, oh, I'll just get a last hour. And then I'll wake up at 8 and be like, I am dead to the world. Like, it doesn't make any sense. Why would my body wake me up, feel alert and ready to go if I just was going to fall back asleep, you know?
But I just don't get how people can wake up in the middle of the night and just then pick up their phone and start scrolling, you know? What are you doing at that time in the morning? Why do you need to be on your phone? I don't get it.
Yeah.
That's never been me.
No.
I just don't get it. But yeah, there's studies here that suggest with like a 2025 study of nearly 40,000 students found that each additional hour of screen time after going to bed was linked to a 59 to 63% increase in insomnia and 24 minutes less sleep.
Poof. It's quite a lot when you think you need 8 hours. So
Yep.
it instantly takes you down to 7.5. And then if you've got to wake up early and you've gone to bed late, that eats and do another 2 hours.
This is it. And everyone needs different, the rule of 8 hours sleep. Everyone's different. There are some people that can feel fine on 4 hours. They're freaks. I think there's studies on them. I think there's a name for them.
Studies on these weirdos.
Yeah, but everyone needs a different degree of sleep. Do you know what your optimal amount is and what your minimum is?
Optimum is 9
Yeah.
to 9.5.
Yeah.
Minimum is 8.
Wow.
I can't function if I don't get 8.
Interesting. Yours are less than mine, and I sleep more than you.
Yeah.
My minimum is 7. Anything under 7 is okay, it's tough. 6 is no. Anything under 6 is really tough. But 7, I think, is minimum. Optimal, I think, is 8.5. 8 to 8.5. Anything longer, I start to feel a bit shit. Which is why when I go to bed early, I get up early. Because if I was to go to bed at 9:30 and I sleep in until 7:30, that's 10 hours. Bruh, I don't need that. I don't need 10 hours sleep a day. I don't have that much of an exciting life. But yeah, with the blue light as well, so obviously that mimics sunlight, it stops producing melatonin, the hormone that induces sleepiness. Exposure to blue light can reduce melatonin up to 22 to 23% over 2 hours, which is crazy.
Wild.
Yeah, absolutely. Do you go on, you were going to ask me a question.
Have you heard, I can't remember exactly what it's called. Is it polyrhythmic sleep or something like that?
Never heard of it.
Something. Basically where you do power naps throughout the day rather than having one block of 8 hours. You have sort of 4 hours of sleep throughout the 24-hour period in 20-minute blocks.
I have no idea how to pronounce the word. Polythasic?
Yeah, polythatic. Is it?
A sleep pattern of sleeping multiple short bursts throughout a 24-hour period rather than one long period of sleep, which used to reduce the total sleep time and increase waking hours. Common in babies and some animals, but potentially harmful for most adults with schedules Everyman and Extreme Uberman, which is short multiple naps. Okay, so actually there are some benefits apparently with strong scientific backing. So I suppose sleep is not necessarily a one-size-fits-all. It can vary, so it's really trying to find out when you're optimal as well. Some people might be most productive at 1 a.m. in the morning. We've got a friend, a very talented musician, who is productive the most from 10 p.m. onwards.
There's a thing with musicians. It's 10 till 2 is your
Really?
working hours. Yeah.
Why?
You're in flow state. It's so when you're on that borderline of tiredness, but you're doing something you enjoy, there's just some magic that happens and you make something that's great. I don't know why it is, but it took me ages to get out of I couldn't write a song out of the hours of 10 and 2. And I've had to train myself to intellectualize the music so I can do it during the daytime. It's so straight. It was a big shift. As soon as I moved out with Soph, it was I need to learn how to make music in the day. I have no idea. Or for uni, one of the class things is you've got to write a song this class. It's what do you mean it's 11 a.m? Nobody's writing music at 11 a.m.
You don't know.
What's interesting is Nashville, the industry there it's like a 9 to 5. You write your songs between 9 a.m. and 5 p.m. and then you finish your day, you go home and you have your family life and whatever. The wider music industry is what the hell is that? I'm asleep between 9 and 5.
Yeah.
Yeah, very interesting.
Do you employ any strategies for better sleep when it comes to screens? So obviously there's different rules like the 1 hour rule. So no electronic devices, phones, TVs, tablets, at least 30 to 60 minutes before bed. There's obviously rules like that. Replacing scrolling with different alternatives. So journaling, a warm bath, ambient soundscape musics. bedroom is a screen-free zone, which obviously you've done with your phone, but I don't know if you have a TV in there. You do.
Yeah,
I
watch
don't have
TV until I fall asleep.
I don't have a TV in my room. My bedroom is for sleeping, changing, and reading.
And pleasing the ladies.
It's not been used for that for a while. It's out of action.
You've only been disappointing ladies.
Yeah, so like I do not have screens. Like I use my bedroom for very specific circumstances.
The primary one, obviously, being
Sleep.
sleep. Yeah.
Absolutely, yes.
Yes,
Of
sleep.
course, yeah.
No, I watch TV, and it's usually I put on something that I don't have to pay attention to.
Okay.
So it'll be like Family Guy episodes that I've seen 1,000 times, or Big Bang Theory that I've seen 1,000 times, or How I Met Your Mother that I've seen.
Big
1,000
Bang Theory sucks.
You're wrong.
Big Bang Theory is the worst.
I don't understand
sitcom
how you
show
can't like
ever.
it, because the more I watch 2.5 Men,
I'm not a massive fan of 2.5 Men.
well, you're wrong. The 2.5 Men is written by the same person that wrote Big Bang.
Yeah, I'm not a massive fan of either of those.
And you can see the similarities in the storylines.
Yeah, and I'm not a massive fan of either of them.
They're just great.
Big Bang
Absolutely
Theory
great.
is for people that think they're smart so they can watch something that actually is really dumb.
That's not true.
It is. Big Bang Theory, I'm sorry, is the worst sitcom.
No, you're wrong.
No, I'm not.
You're
It's
wrong.
Just,
It wouldn't have done well if people didn't like it.
yeah, no, I agree with that, but I just don't like it.
Mind you, I don't understand why Brooklyn Nine-Nine is allowed.
allowed.
It's just
because
terrible.
it's silly.
It's just stupid.
But it doesn't try too hard. That's why I like it.
It does try too hard. It's so over the top.
No, but not try too hard as in like try and punch above its weight. It knows it's silly. It knows it's dumb. That's where it sits. You know, if you ever had an interview or seen what Andy Samberg is, he's the guy that is in not Lonely Planet, Lonely Island. The band that done songs like "I'm on a boat with T-Pain," "I've just had sex," like awful songs, but they're just ridiculous.
Oh, yeah. I just...
Yeah, that's Andy Samberg.
Oh, yeah. Is that the lead guy in
Yep.
Brooklyn Nine-Nine? Yeah.
And you know what I like?
My pants.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You know what I like about 9/9 as well?
What's this?
Is they had rough frames for the characters. They did. They knew roughly what they wanted, but they created the characters around the actors they hired. So once they knew who they wanted to play those roles, they shaped the characters around. So that's why Terry feels super authentic. That's why Charles Boyle feels super authentic, because they have based these characters around their personality.
That's why it feels very cobbled together. A bit rubbish.
Big Bang Theory sucks.
It's so good. But yeah, I put on a TV series that I've seen 1,000 times that I don't need to pay attention to, because then I don't have to engage my brain while I'm watching it, and I can just sort of fall asleep. Like the volume isn't too loud. Like I close my eyes, go like half under the duvet, and then I can't see it, so it's, there's no light. It's like it's fine. Maybe stick the TV on timer. Sometimes I don't. Sometimes, like last night, I waited for Sophie to turn it off, which usually wakes me up because she has to clamber over me to get to the remote.
This is something but just between you and I and the millions of people watching. But it's something I worry about with finding a partner is like, I don't really need much. I don't need any stimulation to fall asleep, which is ironic to say that people need stimulation to fall asleep. You know, I know a friend that just literally, puts his laptop on playing like ambient music.
We have ambient music playing as well.
Yeah, like someone puts on shows and stuff. Some people put on podcasts. I'm like, no, I'm sorry. The room will be silent and the room will be black. And this is it. No stimulation and out. Like we're going to bed. So yeah, it's something I worry about. As if they're like, oh no, I've got to have music playing. I'm like, no, you don't. Got to have a movie playing. No, you don't.
Yeah.
You can sleep in a different room, love.
You need to make a document of like my things that are completely banned, things that are semi-allowed, and things that are okay.
Have you heard there's a rule that I heard from a psychologist when it comes to relationships? You get 3, I think it was 3 to 5 non-negotiables. They are yours. If someone, you cannot, the other person has to respect them. You know, like they can be whatever you want them to be as well. So I have to go to the gym 5 times a week. If that is your thing, that has to be a statement for you in the relationship. The rest should be fluid. You should be able to adjust to them.
Yeah.
Which I thought was really cool.
But I think it's because people fundamentally don't care about any more than 3 things.
Maybe.
Like, as long as I can work 14 hours a day if I want, as long as I can... No, that's it.
You've got one.
Yeah.
And that's the one you want.
Yeah. Like I will trade. Like I wouldn't trade that for anything. I would trade pretty much everything else, which is why my sleep schedule's all over the place. Which is why
I've got one too. Just one.
the room must be pitch black.
No, they can't watch Big Bang Theory.
Anything but that, please. It's really when I first started going out with Soph, she'd never watched Big Bang, and she was like, "I hate it. It's horrible." So I was clever. I showed her Young Sheldon first.
Never watched it, never will.
Well, you need to give it a shot. You'll
Nope.
like it. And so I introduced her to that, and she'd never watched How I Met Your Mother either. So
Great show.
we had to watch
We're
that.
in agreement with that.
Yeah, that
Better than Friends. At me, everybody.
Is it better than
It's better than Friends. For one solid reason. The laughing track. They both have laughing tracks, but How I Met Your Mother doesn't stop the dialogue because of it. The laughing track is still there. People still laugh over it. But Friends, they stop the dialogue. They make a joke, laugh. Make a joke, laugh. I'm like, that's so... The conversation isn't natural. It
But
doesn't
they were the
feel-
first ones to make a show.
Yeah,
like
and
that,
it's
like-
fucking awesome. I'm not saying Friends is bad at all, but How I Met Your Mother is better, in my opinion.
Yeah.
I know it's wrong on average.
I don't. How I Met Your Mother is very good. I don't think we have to pick one that's better than the other. I think that
We do.
Big Bang, Friends,
Sucks. Good.
How I Met Your
The
Mother.
best.
They're all on equal playing field.
Disagree.
They're the three, aren't
No, they're not.
really?
No, they're
like what? Isn't it? What are the others then?
Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
That's
I would be up
not
there.
even in the same realm.
I think
New Girl. What about New Girl?
No, I think Parks and Rec should be up there.
Not seeing it.
Good. Let's have a look.
Yeah.
I think if I had to put... Oh, I assume we're not putting animated in there?
No, it's got to be like a sitcom.
Okay. Because people would put Modern Family in there.
Yeah, Modern Family's good. I like Modern Family.
I've never put it in there, but it is good. I will give them that. I think it's got to be How I Met Your Mother.
Big Bang.
No. Completely disagree. Completely disagree.
Friends.
I don't know if I'd want Friends in mind, to be honest.
In your top three?
No.
Wouldn't put it in your top three.
How I Met Your Mother. The Office. How have I not thought of The Office? Sorry, The US Office is
No.
without a doubt its number one.
That
The US Office.
maybe top 10. Maybe like 7th. I put Modern Family above The Office.
I think then I'm fighting for third with It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, Parks and Rec, or Malcolm in the Middle.
I've not seen any of them.
A lot of people don't like It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia because it's the show that has the most amount of words per minute because they just end up arguing in every episode. They end up shouting at each other in every
I
episode.
can't deal with
Yeah,
that.
you wouldn't like
I'll
it. It's
watch
funny
to chill
though.
out.
Yeah, I do like It's Always Sunny. But anyway, we're digressing from
We
sleep
have slightly sidestepped the
sitcoms.
sleep conversation.
So we were talking about screens
Mm.
and having screens in the room, what people watch, Big Bang Theory, so on and so forth. But a system that never powers down because it's constantly being stimulated will eventually panic. Not emotionally, but biologically. So the years of undisclosed stress and panic that it's going to be feeling are going to then become constant tension, which are going to become prolonged health issues. So it's not necessarily that anxiety that people might be feeling is an issue. It's probably the alarm that something else is wrong.
Yeah.
So when people are feeling wired and tired, we label that as strength, like well done for being constantly awake and engaged and locked in.
Nobody works harder than me because I don't sleep. It's like,
Exactly. In reality, that's probably a sign that your system never really shuts down. So you're probably never really regulating yourself. You're never really allowing yourself to process what's happened in the day, the emotions you've experienced, the lessons you've learned. But I suppose society rewards the hyper-functioning and the hyper-stimulated rather than the regulation, the hyper-regulated.
yeah,
If I told you I worked until 2 p.m., 2 a.m.,
that is late for you.
yeah, 2 a.m., people are like, wow, yeah, it must have been really hard, well done, good job, or 11 p.m. or whatever it is. But if people said, I go to bed every night at 9:30, they'd be like, what? That's weird.
I don't know, because that's so early, it's got a new level of respect.
Do you think?
Yeah, because you get up early.
I do.
And like that, for people like me who work late but can't get up early, like I envy that the same as you may envy.
I don't envy.
No.
No, like I love my sleep schedule. I think it's so important. I see the benefits of it. It's something I'm nervous about when I go traveling. It's losing it because I know I will. I'll be able to have some form of rigidity. I think I'll get up later, like 7, because that's still early, but it's later in the grand scheme of things for me. And life happens a little bit later, but I won't be the one that's out partying or doing things. But a good sleep schedule is super important. You know, the adrenaline that someone's probably feeling from this hyper productivity will feel like a sustainable energy, but in reality, that adrenaline is just what your body's producing to keep you stimulated, but it was not a sustainable fuel.
The other thing that I think we should touch on, I don't know how much longer we've got left, is
As long as you want, mate.
sedation and sleep.
Okay.
Alcohol, for example, before bed. A glass of wine before bed helps me fall asleep. Does it? Or does it just sedate you and then your brain has to do lots of catching up while it's sleeping? It has to excrete all of the alcohol out of your body so that you can actually fall asleep and have proper rest and feel well rested.
So how do people sedate themselves?
They drink, they smoke, even taking sleeping pills. Like, it's called sleeping pill. It helps you sleep, right? No, it doesn't. It just sedates you.
So that stops the body's natural ability to go into that natural rhythm of sleep.
You can't dream when you're under the influence of alcohol. And your body has to have a certain amount of dream sleep, which means that what starts to happen in long-term alcoholics is they'll be walking, they'll start to hallucinate because their body is trying to snatch the dreams back from them. It's really interesting. It's also why if you have, 1 hour to get rid of 1 unit of alcohol out of your body. So if you have 1 unit before you go to bed, or maybe 2 units, it will take 2 hours, and then what you have is really vivid dreams for the last hours of your sleep. And it's because your brain hasn't been able to do it, and then it's got to do all the processing all in one go.
Interesting. Why do we think people use sedation then? Is it a coping mechanism? Is it a way to make themselves feel better about themselves? Is it a way to run away from any stillness that they would be feeling?
Yeah, I think it is just, it's removing barriers to entry, if you like.
Yeah.
It's like, if I know if I drink a glass of wine, I feel more tired. Therefore, I'll just have a glass of wine, I'll fall asleep, and then I don't need to worry about it.
Yeah, but then if it's removing the ability to go into REM sleep, the dream state, that's where you're going to be repairing. It's going to remove any stings from any memories. It's going to allow your mind to process. And if you're sedating yourself, you're interrupting your natural sleep stages. Because I think, isn't it, we go through stages of sleep in 90-minute bursts of like REM to deep to core and then so on and so forth, and then natural stages. But if you're sedating yourself at the beginning, you're going to be interrupting that.
Yeah, that would make sense.
Did you find that if you ever drink, your sleep is worse that night?
I don't ever drink loads, so I think I get away with it.
Okay.
For that, I only have like the 2 units of alcohol so that then my dreams can catch up and it's fine. But if I overdrink, then yeah, I wake up and I'm groggy as hell.
Interesting. Yeah, I've never looked at sedation versus sleep because I always just assumed that they were one of the same. So when I think about when I was using like weed to get me to sleep.
That's why I was telling you every time, whenever we were working at Sainsbury's, you were like, oh yeah, no, I'm going to smoke at 6 and then I'll be asleep and then it's fine.
Well, we did have to get up at
3 or 4.
Yeah, when we started at 4 a.m. we had to get up at 3. When we started at 2 a.m. we had to get up at like 1.
Yeah.
So yeah, like I wasn't tired at that time. So I needed to put myself to bed. And some people were doing that. They would work until 10 a.m., take a nap, and then fall asleep at a normal time. So they'd have 2 sleeps rather than 1 big. And I couldn't do that.
Yeah.
That was fucked. Anyone that does that, my hat's off to you. But I'm sorry, your quality of life is significantly lower than those that have, say, some sort of consistency and sleep in rhythm with the world in its natural, like, sunrise, sunset.
Yeah. It's wild. Like, looking back, I have no idea how we did it.
Well, I think there's definitely a factor. There was nothing else to do. It was COVID.
I worked 7 days a week.
You did.
Like, there was nothing to do. I was like, I can't spend money. Well, I wouldn't anyway. But I was like, this is just an excellent time to rake it in and just boost my savings.
Yep.
But yeah, I highly recommend that anyone who is 18 to 22 just work 7 days a week. You've got nothing better to do with your time. All you're going to be doing in your social hours is drinking, spending money, not benefiting your future.
I would say in that age is go out and try new things. Try as many things as you possibly can.
Yeah, but stay away from intoxicants.
Yes, obviously.
Intoxicants?
That
Intoxication.
Intoxication. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, stay away from drugs, alcohol, anything like that. But try as many things as possible. You know, try as many hats as possible. I heard a theory once, which is decisions are like hats, haircuts, and tattoos. You know, hats are something you can quickly change. Haircuts are something that takes a while to kind of come back from, and tattoos are something that you really have to like go through a process if you need to change it. So I would say, when you're young, try as many hats as you can. Try as many things as possible, as quickly as possible. See what you like, see what you don't. See what sticks, see what doesn't.
Yeah. Get some failures under your belt.
Absolutely. Completely agree. And get good sleep. But I think the underlying thing is that good sleep means good mental state. Good mental state means good ability to approach life with. If you feel grounded, if you feel rested, your outlook is likely going to be more positive than someone that's in that zombie state of just survival, of just getting through the day. Sleep isn't rest, it's maintenance, really. We can't look at it as just, it's just wasted hours. It's maintenance. The screens are just going to stimulate and rob us of that maintenance time. And anxiety is often exhaustion wearing a louder mask. So you just need to understand what your body's really asking. What is anxiety hiding? You don't need a stronger mindset. You need a regulated body.
Yeah.
What if the exhaustion you're pushing through isn't weakness, but a system asking to be repaired?
That's really nice reframing.
Because I think sometimes we do think of exhaustion as weakness. Why can't I do this thing? I should be able to do this thing. But what if it is your body just screaming at you, something's wrong, whether you know it or not? I need to rest. I need to take stock. I need to chill out. This is something I've been thinking about as well as we're moving into this podcast month. Is I am struggling to get up more consistently than I was when I was employed. I'm doing less now, but I think it's because I've been doing so much for so long. My body's like, I can chill out a little bit.
Yeah.
I don't think it's that I'm lazy.
You'll be going to the 8 a.m. wake up soon.
No, it won't.
The 10 p.m. evenings.
That won't. I'm telling you. That won't happen. I will keep myself aligned with my better self. I will not be watching whatever the fuck it is.
Big Bang Theory.
Thank you. Can't even think about it. But yeah, man. It's been an interesting episode on sleep. Been lots of fun. I've learned about your poor sleep patterns and how you're actually going to improve them. You've learned about my
Healthy
obsession over sleep and arguably could be at the expense of other experiences.
Having a life.
Yeah, there's definitely...
Having a girlfriend.
I don't think that's a trade-off that's happening, but who knows?
I don't know, if you're out till 10, you more likely meet more women.
Where would I be at 10?
In a pub.
Me in a pub, someone that doesn't drink and feels uncomfortable around people drinking.
Yeah.
I'd be in a pub.
Yeah.
Why would I ever meet someone I want to spend time with at a pub?
Because you would be there. And the female version of you just thought they'd go down to that pub the same day as well.
I don't think I'd want to meet the female version of me.
No.
Would you want to meet the female
It's
version
dark
of you?
out.
Yeah, would you ever want to meet the female version of you?
They'd probably be pretty cool.
You tell yourself whatever you
Very
need to.
hard working, you know. Absolute legend.
Uh-huh.
I'll give him a high five.
Uh-huh.
Are you writing down a word?
I'm not writing down a
No.
word because we're no longer guessing it. You're just giving us a final word for the day.
Final word for the day is carrot.
Nothing to do with sleep. Not even while you were yawning through it. Just carrot.
Carrot on a stick, which is like sleep, and everyone's running towards it, but not ever actually getting proper sleep because they're looking at their phones.
I should have just left it at carrot, mate.
Oh,
We did it.
we did it.